Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. This is East Hampton Town Crier Hugh King standing in front of, or on the other side of, the Ladies Village Improvement Society building here on Main Street in East Hampton. As you know, the Ladies Village Society, I think this is their 111th fair. Can you believe that? 111 fairs. And of course, the Society's work, keeping East Hampton beautiful, is still ongoing and important. So if you haven't been here yet, come on down and attend the fair. The house, by the way, is very historical. It was moved back from its present location, from where it was to its present location in the 1920s. And it's about a 1740 house, so it's very, very historical. So you get a chance to go in that house if you come here too. So hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Most of what I've told you is true. Come on down to the LVIS Fair. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye.
I'm Katie McGinty with WVVH-TV. We're here this morning at the annual LVIS Fair. The LVIS is the Ladies Village Improvement Society, who does a number of important things for the preservation of the village, and we're going to check out some of the stands here. We're here at the LVIS Fair at the poster stand with the artist of this year's poster, Mr. Ken Robbins. It's a lovely poster. Want to tell me a little bit about your inspiration for the poster?
Well, thank you, first of all. The inspiration was really pretty simple. It was that scene in Montauk. As a photographer, I wander around with a camera all the time. And some photographs I construct. I sort of compose and frame. Sometimes I collage several things together, but this particular photograph was really just there. I peeked over the dune, and there were these umbrellas sticking up. You couldn't see the people, just the umbrellas, and they looked like beach flowers. The title of the poster just sort of was obvious, and so there it was. It was self-inspired.
Well, it's amazing out here how many beautiful sights you see without even ever expecting to.
Well, that's certainly true. As a photographer, I'm pretty lucky to be working out here.
And I recall the poster from last year, and if people do collect them, they would work really nicely together, I would say.
Yes, I think a lot of people collect them. It's the horse show poster was kind of that way too. After a bit, people just like to have the whole series.
And now I notice you also have your book here. Would you mind telling me a little bit about 100 Views of the Hamptons?
Not at all, I wouldn't mind. The book was published last year now, so it's a year old. And it was a kind of a follow-up to the Hampton Suite, which is an older book, which was retrospective for me. It was 25 years of photographing out here. That was in 2000, so in 2005 or 6, I started working on a book that would basically represent the time from that book, the work done from that first book till now, which basically indicated the difference between hand coloring black and white photographs, which is what my work was for many, many years, and these are digital photographs, because that's when I got myself a digital camera, and the work changed pretty drastically, so it seemed time to have another book.
And in terms of the photographs themselves, are there particular scenes throughout? Or?
Both books are largely landscapes, but this book the new book is divided into sections of seascapes and bayscapes and townscapes and various other sort of subdivisions of the general scene out here. It's organized that way, and I think it made a nice way of organizing the book. So some scenes have people. In the townscapes you see more people who are part of the scene, and of course some of the beachscapes also people. And then the rest of it are fairly pristine, because basically that's how I love to think of the Hamptons, even though
pristine, right?
Not always so pristine, but still I have a nostalgic feeling for for, you know, the unspoiled part of the Hamptons.
And just remind me the inspiration for the title, because that was a nice
Sure.
story.
In 19th century Japan, there was a tradition called ukiyo-e of collections, portfolios of woodcut prints that were actually produced for what they would call the pleasure trade, but they meant tourists. And they were beautiful town and landscapes done by absolute masters of woodcuts. And one of the famous ones is called 100 Views of Edo, which is the old name for Tokyo. So I styled this after that because it's 100 views of another pleasure place, the Hamptons.
Pristine place. Well, it's very clever, and I love all of your work.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm here with Teresa Lawler inside the ambulance here at the LVIS Fair. She's going to tell me a little bit about what the ambulance here in East Hampton Village does and how people can get involved.
Hi. Yeah, we transport patients. They give us a call, 911, and we transport them from home or wherever they need to be picked up. And we take them to Southampton Hospital. And we have 3 ambulances, a crew of about 40-some people, and we're always looking for volunteers, especially during the day. We really need people during the day. Many of us work, and we need people to become EMTs, drivers. You do need to go through a course in order to become an EMT, but it's a very rewarding thing. It's very rewarding.
And how do you go about registering for a course?
You can give us a call. You could call through the local East Hampton Emergency Center, which is 324-6868, and ask for an application, and we'll be happy to send you one.
And this is what's inside sort of all your typical ambulance automobiles?
Yeah, it is. It is. We have lots of equipment. We have a Zoll, and we have the AEDs. We have oxygen, lots of precautions, lots of safety things to get people there safely, to get people to the hospital safely.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. One thing I'd like to remind people, we've had some difficulties with people not pulling over. And it's been very difficult. I drive, and the other day a man kept speed with me and didn't pull over and stop. So a really important thing is we have green lights. We want to get to the ambulance. We want to get to the people who need help and get them to the hospital. So if you do see us, please remember to pull over.
Pull to the right and stop.
Yeah,
Obey the laws of the road, right?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're here in the Sunken Garden at the LVIS Fair with Joanne Severi, who comes often to buy plants, I understand.
Yes, I come every year and try to get here as early as possible because they have a wonderful selection of plants. And then my next step is always down here to the silent auction, where there's all kinds of goodies, and I grab my brochure and then do my reading.
Read up and come back later?
Absolutely.
Has anything struck your interest so far?
I haven't actually surveyed the little brochure yet, but I did purchase some plants that are waiting for my husband to drive by and pick up in a few minutes.
Looks like there's quite a few lovely things this year.
Oh, absolutely. It's always wonderful. It's exciting, and it's an event of the season.
And it seems to go very quickly, the plants.
Oh, the plants go immediately because they're just so beautiful. And many of them are perennials, so I usually buy perennials and just add them to my garden, and my garden becomes bigger and better with every Elvis visit.
There you go. So every year the LVIS enhances your garden. That's a nice relationship you have.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, I hope you find some good things down here.
Thank you. You too. Enjoy.
Thanks. Here on the grounds of the LVIS at their annual LVIS Fair with Mr. Bill Gardner and his wife Carrie Gardner. Have you been able to get to the LVIS every year?
Yes, pretty much. I grew up with the LVIS Fair. In fact, I grew up in the house right behind us. This is known as the Gardner Brown House. It's where I grew up. It's where my mother and father had their wedding reception in what's known as the Sunken Garden. There's a lower section of land right off to my right shoulder. And so I have tremendous memories here and tremendous memories with the LVIS Fair. My mother was a member of the LVIS, and of course every year we went. In fact, it was the event of the year back when I was a small fry, right on into my teenage years. We all looked forward to it. It was a big night out on the town. It was a chance when you got to meet someone new because there was all kinds of teenage activity, and it was the excitement. It's still a wonderful fair and a great show, though times have changed. Since that time, we've had many major events here in East Hampton. Last year I got to host, and my wife with me, host the Beach Boys. And of course this year the Ross School, I think they have 5 major concerts, James Taylor, Prince, Billy Joel, among others.
I think Dave Matthews tonight, I heard, right?
Yes, yes, that's correct. You're right, Dave Matthews. And so the LVIS Fair is no longer the event of the year. However, it is a wonderful event and still holds a very special spot in my heart, having grown up with it from as long as I can remember.
Certainly a highlight of the summer and all the things they do for the village. Do you have a favorite attraction of the fair you'd like to visit?
Well, this afternoon I will be working in the flower section, so
looks like there's a lot of lovely things over there. We'll have to...
a lot of great donations, and it looks great.
Is it all local florists who donate things?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Great. We'll have to check it out. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
We're here at the LVIS Fair with Hercules. How are you doing today?
Good.
Is this your favorite movie?
No,
No? What's your favorite movie?
I do not know.
You do not know? Have you ever been to this fair before?
Yes.
Yes? Are you going to go on the horses, on the carousel?
If it opens ever.
If it opens up, I think it'll open up soon. We'll look for you. Now, I know your name is Hercules, but what can I also call you?
I do not know.
You do not know? All right, Hercules it is. Abigail at the LVIS Fair. She just had her face painted. What did you get on your face?
2 butterflies.
2 butterflies. You want to turn and show him? There's one, blue and purple, and then what's on the other side? Ooh, red and yellow. What's your favorite color?
Red.
Red. It's beautiful. And are butterflies your favorite? And what's next? What are you going to do here at the fair today?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, you got your face done. And we see a carousel. Did you go put your face in the Hercules poster?
No.
You have to do that next. And who's on your shoes here?
A sun, a turkey, and a flower, and a moon, and a lion, and a bumblebee.
Those are pretty cool. And how old are you, Abigail?
5.
5? I thought you were at least 6. You're so grown up. Well, have fun today.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. sunken garden at the LVIS Fair at their silent auction with Nancy Skurnick and Patty Farron, who are the co-chairs of the silent auction. Could you tell me a little bit about the auction?
The auction is for everyone. We have many items. We have entertainment, we have lots of tickets, baseball tickets, police tickets, then we have golf, which is very, very popular. We have art, we have rugs, we have beauty, fitness, we have something for everyone.
And do most of the items come from local donations?
Yes, in fact, every item comes from a local donation, although some of the stores, of course, have headquarters elsewhere. But we only solicit in East Hampton and some in Bridgehampton, Amagansett, and Montauk for this auction in East Hampton.
And how late is the auction open?
It closes at 4 o'clock, so if you would like to bid, you must come down by 4 o'clock.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
This is a pond boat that was built in the 1950s. It is still saleable today. Much in demand. People like to use them in their houses for mantelpiece decorations or actually to go out and float away in it. And with it, you can see we have a bonus of a ship in a bottle right next to it, and that also is a wonderful collector's item. This is a tree sculpture made of actual skis, and the sculptor is Walter Channing, a local sculptor here, and we think it's a wonderful item for anyone's ski house and anywhere else you'd like to use it. We're sure it's going to attract a lot of bids today. To live in London in a most wonderful neighborhood, either in September or perhaps in December. The dates, I believe, are flexible, but it's a big house, 5 bedrooms, as elegant as can be.
We're here at the registration booth at the silent auction at the LVIS. Seems pretty quiet still at this point, so we're going to have a moment to hear about the process of registration.
Well, it's really very easy. People enter our sunken garden and they register by credit card or given a bidding number, and they can wander all the tables and they put in their bids by bidding number, and at 4 o'clock the final number is the winner of the item, and so therefore people don't know if they've won until the very last minute.
Keeps the suspense.
It keeps the suspense going all day.
Great, thank you.
Once upon a time, there was a very pretty princess. She lived in a castle on a hill over there. Yes, indeed, she was a very pretty princess, and she had hair. Really, really long hair. I mean, you're not going to believe how long her hair is. Incredibly long. The longest hair you'd ever seen ever. And I need a haircut! Help! Help! Will somebody let me out of here? I'm tired of being trapped in this tower. Help! Why do I bother? No one's ever going to hear me except, keep it down! That's the witch. No, really. It's a witch. She lives right down there. And she's mean and she keeps me trapped in this tower and I want to get out! Help! No one's ever going to hear me. I'm going to be stuck up here forever. Hello? Hey, who said that? Down below, in the pond, in the meadow, there lived a frog who was oh so green, Ribbon. And he laid his eyes upon the most beautiful princess he'd ever seen. Wow, wait. How you doing up there? Boy, you're the most beautiful.
the LVIS Fair at the Lemonade stand. We're here with
Pam Cataletto, one of the many volunteers to make this fair successful. This is our 111th year. This year we've branched out in our water lemonade booth. We have Gatorade. We've had wonderful donations by different organizations. And we also have bullets, ice cream, and ice cream sandwiches. And it's been a glorious day. The rain's holding off, a little overcast, just a perfect day. And this is a hot booth today, and we're selling out like crazy.
Seems like one of the busiest stands at the fair here.
Absolutely. Everybody has to hydrate, keep them on. Our prices are low, only $1. We want to keep everybody on the premises so they can, take advantage of all the wonderful things that we have for them. But we're glad you're here too. Thank you to spread the word.
Thank you for having us. We'll send everybody for some lemonade.
Okay, wonderful. Please do. Thank you.
Vintage clothing booth with the co-chairs Gail and Mo, who are going to tell us a little bit about what we have to offer this year.
Well, we have so much. I don't know where to begin. We have dressy clothes. We have designer bags, vintage coats. What else, Gail?
Furs, evening gowns. This is my first year. And with all of the excitement of people rushing in here to buy things, I'm thinking, I should have bought a lot of this before we ever put it out. I mean, it's so exciting.
It's a lot of fun. It really is. And you know what's interesting? A lot of very young people are wearing vintage clothes. They really are. They collect them.
Yes, everything comes back, as they say, right?
Absolutely. That's what it does.
And now, are these treasures available inside in the bargain box year-round, or?
Yes, they are.
We always have some.
Right.
I do the women's inside. And we always have some vintage, but ours is generally more contemporary. And even our designer bags and shoes are more contemporary. We have a pair of Karl Lagerfeld here that are really a prize that we just don't get often.
What we do basically is during the year we collect, as they come in, we collect things. And we save them for the fair, basically. That's what we really do. That's why we don't have very much vintage inside.
Oh, I see. We save all the goodies for today.
Right. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing as well as we're doing. But it's a lot of fun.
You should do a show on our attic, because our attic gets overwhelmed with vintage clothing by close to next year's fair.
Well, I'm impressed with the number of people shopping in here now.
It's empty.
Oh, really?
You couldn't walk in here.
You couldn't walk in here.
Well, that's great for sales.
Some things for you too.
Well, I will have to look. Yeah, I'm actually, a few things have caught my eye already.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for interviewing us.
Thanks.
With 4 ladies who are members of the LVIS, and if you could just introduce yourself.
Ann Foster.
Tammy Jewett.
Tilly Delahanty.
I'm Regina Foley.
And it seems like a success this year. There's a number of people in and out.
Wonderful fair. Big crowds coming in.
The weather have something to do with it, you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Now they'll leave for the beach, of course.
Now, I have a question. I notice almost all of you have on these lovely hats. Is there a history with these hats in the LVIS?
No, mine is, a friend of mine made me the hat, and she made the little flowers for me. So I wear this every year for the fair.
It's lovely.
Thank you.
We were told to wear white, so I raked out an old hat, but I have others.
You have to be prepared in case it's sunny.
Donations, okay?
Thank you. That's okay. Dare to be different, right? Everyone is unique at the LVIS. Right.
I've been
How many years have you been?
60 odd years.
60 years.
And I'm 96.
You're 96. Well, you look fantastic.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's wonderful.
Well,
And you do so many wonderful things for the village and the community, so thank you.
beauty of East Hampton, we are very loyal people and keep the place beautiful. All the trees. Hope there's no hurricane. That 38 hurricane did a lot of damage. We never want another one. But this has been my life, but I was born in Vermont, but I'd never leave here. I'm going to stick it out.
How long have you been here?
First came in 1939, so over 60 years. And I live right on Main Street by the town pond. You know where that is. You have to go by it, of course. Well, I don't think you want to hear me anymore.
How long have you been a member of the LVIS?
Ever since I came here, 60 years, 59, 60 years.
Wow, so you really, I'm looking at the face of the LVIS.
Yeah, when they had it on the village green, and then the Mulford farm, and then they bought this place. So this is the perfect place to have a fair, and it gets bigger every year.
Bigger and better, thanks to your efforts.
Oh, thank you. You keep up your good work.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Katie McGinty with WVVH-TV. Thank you for being with us this morning at the LVIS Fair right here in East Hampton Village. We visited a number of booths with something for everyone, from food and drink to a carousel, face painting, and a silent auction with goodies and treasures for all. Thanks so much.
Hey, how you doing? Fine, I'm going to go see Lucy out here.
They're too cute.